Okay, Nightmare Reaper, a video game that I've been tracking since before it was ever released, even in early access. Now fully released, and I've beaten it. And I bought it because they finally introduced co-op, which is why Static is here to play it with me.
Hello.
Yeah, you could even do PvP and kill each other. This teddy bear means we're in New Game Plus, which took me 40 hours to get to.
This game is fucking ridiculous with the amount of content in it.
Yeah. Yeah, this board here, it tracks each level you've been to. That's what the red marks are. And I got to about like that corner there. And I was like, oh, I'm 10 hours in. I'm probably right near the end of this game. Might as well finish it out and then I'll do some co-op with Static. So I got to the end, and it turns out that's the end of Act 1 out of 3. The later acts are much harder and longer.
Believe me when I said, you're barely scratching the surface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this game's 40 hours long, and that's not even doing all the optional side content. So there's also all these mini games. You can play space shoot 'em up and a Pokemon ripoff, all of which have effects on the real game. And unlocking the roguelite skills further involves 2D minigames.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not including the regular skill tree.
Yep.
You can also turn off all the minigames, which is really good because the Pokemon one is annoying as hell.
Yeah. The option to turn off minigames is wise because not everyone who buys this game is going to want to play Bad Mario.
Yeah, back when this was in early access, that was not optional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd believe it. The minigames are cool. I played every single one, and I'm glad to have done so. But I can see why not everyone would want to. Now, my screen is just black and bloody. There we go. We were loading in. Hey, we started immediately with a secret. Lucky us. You're the pink one. What did you do?
Oh, that's a reference to Duke Nukem 3D.
Ah. Is that the
Yep,
end of
there's a
level
couple
thing?
Yep.
Nice. There's secret rooms all throughout the game, and almost every single one has a reference of some kind.
Yep. And some of them are really, really hard to find because the only clue to them is that whatever room you're in, you'll hear the noise of wind.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see a cracked wall, which isn't always easy to spot.
Yep.
But the thing with the wind is its area of effect. So if you're in a room which is adjacent to a room that has a secret in it, you will be running around for hours trying to find the damn thing.
Can you see my pets?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have a couple of friendos there.
Yeah. The golden pet here is the Finder, and it's supposed to highlight secrets like this. Help me find them more easily. We'll see if it works. I've never used it before.
Useful 30 hours ago.
Yep. This is why you got to play the shoot 'em up minigame. It unlocks things like pets. And level over. We win.
Yay!
Didn't have to fire a single round.
Pacifist.
Yep. Yeah, apparently that secret just comes with a optional exit, so you could just win the level immediately. I've never gotten that secret before. I've gotten the Half-Life secret. Can't even pull all the secrets now, but most of them are references to various pop culture franchises.
Yep, there's an Evil Dead one if you've seen that.
You know, I might have, but I don't know enough about Evil Dead.
I'm surprised.
Yep.
It's a Necronomicon.
Ah.
Which, when you interact with it, gives you a shotgun and a chainsaw.
Classic. Hail to the king, etc.
There's a couple for various YouTubers as well.
Ah, of course. There's one that I only started getting late in the game. I think it's a reference to just like the devs' favorite things, because it's like direct images from anime and weird movies and like photoshopped images of memes and stuff, and just like family photos. Just a whole big
that
mural.
One doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I think I only started getting it in the last couple of levels in the entire game. As for the game itself, we did get the Nightmare Reaper power-up. It's like the Devil Trigger mode. Oh, the floor is spikes. That's fine. But yeah, you gotta find sriracha bottles that inexplicably have a power-up that turns you into a laser shooting monster. One of this game's selling points is its inobtrusive storyline. And I'll just say right now, I think the storyline for this game is bad. So it's a good thing it's inobtrusive, because it's not very good.
Yeah. The story is what it is. You can tell that they were interested in the concept and decided to kind of work backwards from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say when you get towards the end of the game, it gets a little bit interesting, which is to say it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It ends where it should have started.
Yep.
Like, everything the entire story has to tell, which is one sentence unlocked at the end of each of 83 levels. That's how the story is doled out. And at the very end of it, you, like, all of that story should have been just Act 1 of the game. And then the real story should have started, I think.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's, for my mind, they worked backwards from, okay, why would a character like this be fighting monsters in her dreams?
Yep.
Because that's what's happening.
And clearly she's insane, though. Like, it's part of her mental illness. That's what they tell you for the first about 50 levels that you beat. And just to spoil it a little, that's not the case. You actually are fighting the monsters. It's the world that's insane.
Yeah, but when I try and tell people that, they're like, okay, let's put you to bed now.
Oh, on my mini-map it showed me where this secret was, so that's probably the finder at work.
Yeah, that will happen on occasion, where it's obvious that, like, yeah, here is a blatantly obvious secret.
I think I might have the master volume down. Nope.
Also, just to check, do you only have one treasure left?
On my counter it says 10.
Okay, so it is being tracked separately. That is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how co-op works. This is a new feature, and we haven't tried it out yet. I don't know what these blue coins are. They're different. Probably a New Game Plus feature that I'm not yet aware of.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. It might be the... because you finished the game, I still haven't yet.
Nope. You're in a new area.
Ah, Sapphire Tree. Come over to where I am. There's a
a new game?
secret over here.
Wow.
Yep.
This game is 40 hours too long. Wow. I wonder what this is a...
It's a dungeon crawler.
Oh, boy. Wow. Oh, certainly gonna have to try that out. Here's the doctor, who is very plot relevant, but he also is a shop. Let's make a new Devastator. This one is legendary, which is ridiculous. I've never even had a legendary Devastator before.
Yeah, I'm only allowed to make a rare plus version, which I don't really need.
Yeah. I mean, inflation in this game gets absurd. So,
Oh yeah.
like, that guy charged me almost $200,000, and it doesn't matter even slightly. Because the upgrades at the point that I'm at in the Rogue Light tree now cost about 20 million per upgrade.
I think I'm still at. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm still at like 10. Sorry, 5 to 10 million.
Yeah. Also, I think the lore mentions that we use our GBA SP to like maintain
Yep.
our sanity through our episodes.
Which fair.
Yep. GBA SPs have saved many lives. I guess I'll take a look at Sapphire Tree. I'll roll a mage. God, yeah, it's a true roguelike, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. So, yeah.
Every time you think this game is like, okay, now I've finally reached the end of it, it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, hold on there, buddy.
Yep. For sure. Like, I truly thought I was at the end when I was on this last level. Fucking woke up in a city with in grapple mechanics now.
Yep.
Yep, they just add grapple mechanics. Also, we can leave our cell, wander around, hear other patients' screams. I always thought I was eventually going to hear a yeehaw.
Redneck Rampage.
Killer 7. I'm not even any good at first-person shooters, so I mostly relied on the roguelike elements of this game to get me through it.
Yeah. The big problem I have with the game is that you get to a point where your weapons aren't good enough against the enemies you're fighting, so you kind of have to rely on enemy drops.
Yep.
Especially when it comes to bosses, you really need to get lucky with drops when it comes to a lot of the bosses. And if you don't have a good enough weapon for it, then you're just stuck on the same level for like 10 hours.
Yeah. If you were to try ignoring the meta progression system, it would become completely impossible towards the end of, like, even Act 1.
Yeah. I'm sure it is possible, and there are probably some complete madmen out there who have, you know, done clean runs without touching the skill trees or whatever. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what speedrunners are up to. Like, do they just speedrun one act of the game, or do they actually do the entire game really, really fast?
Yeah, even if you are trying to speed through every chapter, it is not a short game.
Yep, like I said, 40 hours to beat it. I believe the entire first act has the same combat music for all encounters.
Pretty much, yeah. The music is does not particularly stand out at all.
Yeah, no, I like the music, but it's incredibly repetitive.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was all done by Andrew Hulshult. Oh, I fell onto the spikes.
Yep, I'm trying to get out of the spikes now myself. There we go. So this is one of the, I assume, optional rooms where we can get a weapon. I don't know what to do.
Hold the use key on me.
Ah, yeah. While we're in spikes. Okay,
There.
try and grapple out of there.
Ah! It's alright.
Yeah, I think
Trying to
you're in,
move out of the way and just got spiked.
the whole bottom level is spiked, so if it doesn't start you at full health, I think you're just dead.
Yeah, I think I had like 10 health.
Yep. Oh well. Lost you in the spike pit. Same thing happened to me many a time in Earth Defense Force, so...
Yep. Oh, so this is... Okay, now I see how it is.
Oh, I die when you die, though. We sort of accidentally figured out a pacifist run by finding the secret that has a automatic exit to it.
Mm.
Maybe you could get good enough RNG
Yeah,
to get that 83 times in a row.
Yeah, the thing is that there are challenge rooms quite frequently where you have to kill everything in order to progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's really not feasible.
Yeah, especially late game. They lock you in a room with literally 100 enemies, and you have to kill every single one before you can move on. These, for the record, are late game enemies that only usually show up in like late Act 2. So we're definitely finding harder opponents as well in No Game Plus.
And I think they also boost enemy health when you're in multiplayer.
Yes, yeah, when you joined the game, it said like the world grows harder or something. Like Diablo 2 always did. Yeah. This enchanted gargoyle thing really has it out for you.
Yeah, I hate the gargoyles at the best of times.
Yeah, they're infuriating.
The acid spit.
Yep.
They're like my least... One of my... Any enemy that drops acid or anything in the environment,
Yeah,
I hate so freaking much.
Yeah, these pools of creep that will harm you long after the enemy is dead. Oh hey, we got a brain. Very late game enemy.
Yeah, I have not seen these guys at all.
Yep.
Makes sense that it would be using your enemy since you're the host for this one.
Yeah. Yep, this is definitely legitimately New Game Plus.
Yeah, I think the Sapphire Tree is New Game Plus because there's a ton that gets unlocked once you complete the game. You can only unlock a lot of the higher tier skills just by going into New Game Plus.
Yeah, there are achievements in this game up to New Game Plus 3. So, 3 full loops of the game will still get you achievements. Oh, I died. I'm being guarded by an elite soldier, so be extremely careful.
Yeah, this may take a while. Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, that guy was not going down.
Yeah, I think he had explosive rounds.
Yep, I believe it. Very Diablo-esque in the way it spawns.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, elites. It could be lightning enchanted.
What's really missing is the names in that.
Always love the names of Diablo elites, though. You're overzealous.
I randomly fired up the original Diablo this week. Just I saw a video of someone playing it, and I was like, I haven't played the original in years. I feel like playing it. And it's funny because you get to the first game, and like a sword with +3 on it is a big fucking deal. And then you get to 2, and it's like a sword with +40 on it is a big fucking deal. And then you get to the third game, where numbers become meaningless, and all you're looking for is the happy little up and down arrows to tell you that yes, this weapon is better.
Yep. Yeah, Diablo 1 is very much like the original Dungeons and Dragons. Like 3rd edition and 5th edition.
Any kind of advantage or bonus changes the tide of the game completely.
Yeah, it's a ridiculously
And like I said,
slow-paced game. I love it, but it's aged poorly.
Yeah. Like, I would have loved to have seen a proper remake of the original, because it has a very distinct feel and atmosphere to it that none of the other games have.
Yeah, it's probably mostly because I played the original mostly when I was a kid, but I found it legitimately scary at times.
Yeah, I played the PS1 version. And I remember there was a kid I think it was like 16, 17 at the time. And there was a kid that I would sort of babysit / he would come and sit up and play in my room. No, I don't think I will, Mr. Doctor. Trying to buy my
Most used weapon?
most used weapon.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's the only rare I've got.
I take that deal most of the time just because it varies my build-up. Otherwise, I'd still be using the same shoe that I got 50 hours ago.
Yeah, I've got a gold demolitionist rifle.
Nice.
I kind of need it.
Yeah, I also played PS1 Diablo, as did that one Marine in chat. And it's a much worse version, but my friend was like, we played it co-op, and my friend was a like high school kid, so was very enamored with like the butcher being super creepy and saying, "Ah, fresh meat," in a room full of impaled naked corpses. That like gave him nightmares, so he had to share it with everybody. And then Grand Theft Auto came out a few years later, and he never talked about Diablo again.
Well, the kid that I used to babysit, I said, I think I was about 16, 17, and he was about 10 at the time. And he was like, "Oh, this game kind of sucks. There's only one dungeon." And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. And that'll probably change when we get to the second town."
I get it.
Not knowing that this is the entire breadth of the game.
Yeah, Diablo 1 is a very small scope game, which it always inspired me as a creator to be like, you're in this town and it's fucking terrifying. There's a fucking dungeon that literally goes all the way to hell.
Yep. 2 of them if you've got the Hellfire expansion.
Yeah, which that sped up the game a lot, but it was also made by Sierra, so the tone is all terrible. The balancing gets fucked up. It's very weird.
The thing that always confused me is there's one new class unless you edit the INI files, and then there's suddenly 3 new classes.
Yeah, but there's the monk, and like the monk sucks.
Yeah, the monk is like, it's a weird hybrid class if I remember right.
Yeah, with mostly reused animations and mechanics.
If I remember right, it's all of the characters, new characters, are palette swaps of the 3 existing classes.
Yep.
So they put in a lot of effort and then half-assed it.
Big time. Their final boss had in the original release, had a radio DJ voice when you summoned him. Because Sierra, they thought that was funny. They censored that out of all future releases.
Hey, drive time with the Lord of Nightmares!
Yep, you would wish that was a joke, but it absolutely is not. That's literally how it went.
Yeah, it's a really weird mishmash of styles and ideas that it stands out so much compared to the rest of the game, and not in any good way whatsoever.
Yeah, no, Sierra was a bad choice, but it's a neat oddity that I couldn't get for Christmas because it had the word hell in the title.
Of course.
Yep. So here's one of my favorite guns, the Judge, that I just got. It looks almost identical to the Devastator.
Yep. The judge is based off the lawgiver from Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, it is.
If I remember right, it's got like 4 or 5 sub options to it.
Yep.
Where it changes styles.
Yeah, here's flaming rounds that bounce around. Each one costs a different amount
shot,
of
ricochet.
ammo. Well, this one uses a different
Here's
type of
the
ammo.
Exit.
Yeah. Where's the fully auto? There we go. That's a good one. Anyway, level's over.
And
I can only keep one
a huge
gun.
chunk of the level that we've completely missed, but
It's full of treasures, but we've killed every enemy.
yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 potential bonuses you can get at the end of each level, and they do get you huge amounts of extra money.
Yep, especially if you buy the skill tree upgrades, which give you
yeah.
extra bonuses on top of that.
Yep.
I think if you get all of them, it caps out at like 250%.
I'd believe it. So when I complete a level normally, I make about 500,000. When I complete a level with everything, I make like 3 million.
I usually try and get all the treasure bonuses, but some of them are just, no, you are not getting those whatsoever.
Yeah, like I said, there's 83 levels, and I got actual 100% completion on maybe like 20 tops. Probably in the single digits, though, actually.
Yeah, the treasures are... Some of them are just impossible to find.
Yep.
And the thing is, as well, is that enemies will also drop treasure, which gets added to your... the amount that you need to collect.
It's true.
So if an enemy falls into a fire pit or, dies in spikes, do you really want to risk that extra bonus, or are you just happy with how things have turned out?
Yeah. I got a smart gun, and I think the alt fire for the smart gun is you set it up like autonomously and it fires at enemies on its own.
There's a couple like that. There's one which is based on the laptop gun from Perfect Dark, where you just set it up as a sentry turret.
Yeah. Which the laptop gun is based on some movie. I forget which one, because I'm far from being a movie buff.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it as well. I know it's from something. A lot of the guns are from a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the devs
There's
clearly
one
were
that is
movie
literally
buffs.
just a bolt pistol from Warhammer 40k.
Yep. Which we just got several of the Warhammer games. Maybe we'll try those out eventually too.
Yeah, I'd love to do a playthrough of Rogue Trader just to show that off, but that is an incredibly long PC RPG.
Ah, yeah. I'm into it, but we have limited stream time.
Yep.
There's a lot of games that I'd like to stream that are also 1,000 hours long, so not necessarily viable.
Hopefully there aren't inaccessible secrets like in some of the Doom games. The level generation is actually pretty good.
Shockingly good. Remember when we played Eldritch like a couple years back? That was
vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, a big deal voxel roguelike where you were like in 3D environments and they were all randomly generated. And that was like mind-blowing at the time it came out. This game has so much better level generation and actual gameplay in it.
Yeah. The problem with a lot of those, the problem with a lot of randomly generated games is it says what the maps can do and not what they're not allowed to do.
Yep.
Those are two very separate concepts. So be like you can't have this layout with this kind of enemy. Because in some games it can make enemy setups literally impossible to get past depending on where they're placed and so forth.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I have not encountered anything like that in the game.
Yep. Sometimes you see like patch notes where it's like, this monster can no longer spawn behind an invincible wall, then shoot through it. So
Yeah,
that's good.
that happens a lot.
Yep. There's a moon base super late in the game. And around the time you get to the moon base, you also reach enemies that will fire railguns through walls. That's not a good combo.
Damn it.
Okay, I killed the orb. Sometimes when you complete a room, an orb spawns, and the orb has different magical effects. And
It can be anything from filling the room with barrels to filling the room with death.
Yep. One of them is your face hunts you down and attacks you non-stop until you kill the orb. There's a
Yeah, that's the reference to I'm Scared.
Mhm.
It's meant to be the main antagonist from it, Whiteface.
If you see this white orb, grab it, because that's a soul orb and it'll heal you to full.
Yeah, it doesn't show anything on my side, unfortunately.
Damn. Yeah, we have different
I was
weapons,
at,
different
20 health.
Yeah. Well, I will be the tank for a while.
Yeah, I'm scavenging like the 1 and 2 pickups around here.
Yeah, stay back a little bit, and I will nuke this room. I got
Got
a
flamethrower. It's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, flamethrowers aren't bad. I never used it very much. You also get the benefit of the reflection power-up, I believe.
Yep, any power-ups you pick up, I get.
Nice.
It seems to be the only thing that is shared.
Here, let me try something. Shoot the barrel that I'm holding. Yes! I got an achievement for that.
Okay, I've got like 130 health. Let me find one.
I will get a gun that does not instantly explode.
Witness!
I've been trying to get that achievement for a very long time. It's got like a 75% clear rate on Steam, and I don't know how.
Yeah, when you said, "Hey, let's do this in multiplayer," I tried finding a few games just to see what people were, like basically what the setup was and if it played any differently.
Mhm.
And no one was hosting any games or anything, so I was like, okay, you can only do it if you have access to someone else's. Like if someone says, "Yeah, I'm doing this now,"
Mhm.
or how is this working?
Yeah, one of the default options when you host a game is friends only.
Hmm.
I think a lot of the people who are playing this co-op are just playing it with their Steam friends and stuff.
Yep.
Jojo's missing.
Yeah, I think that might be Blood, Jojo the Idiot Dog Boy.
Huh. Sounds about right. There's one
Might
room
be
you,
wrong though.
one room you go into and it just says "Dope Fish Lives" on the wall, and in the middle is
Yes.
a like splattered lump of meat.
The dope fish lives. Swim, swim, hungry. That is an old school one. I think it was Id.
I
It's,
vaguely am aware of the dope fish, but mostly from the Daikatana Let's Play on Something Awful
Yeah.
decades ago.
Actually, no, sorry, I think it was Apogee.
Yeah, it does look like an
Yeah,
apogee
that-
sprite now that you mention it.
Yeah. Because I vaguely remember seeing it in one of the Commander Keen games. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to take my heart attack medicine because I am old.
Yes. Apogee, for the kids at home, was one of the first ever game development studios.
They're back, but in kind of a Atari Infogrames, walking homunculus, mishmash of what it used to be, kind of way.
Yeah, they never really left, but they are kind of not really Apogee anymore. All the original people are long gone.
Yep.
And they did the original Duke Nukem before it was a first-person shooter, so they technically hold the rights to Duke Nukem.
Yeah, everyone forgets that Duke Nukem 3D was the third Duke Nukem game. That was the joke.
And like, they sold the rights to that Nazi guy who owns the Devil May Cry anime series rights and the Castlevania anime series.
Oh, Avi Arad?
Yeah. Like an actual outspoken Nazi. He like hires Nazis to work on the show and stuff.
Wow, I knew he was creatively bankrupt. I didn't know it was morally as well.
Yeah, big time. He has stood by all of Asmongold's worst ever slurs.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yep.
I knew he was a big fan of Asmine Camp.
Yep. But also, yeah, he abandoned Castlevania because it has too many queers in it. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was talking to someone about how they were like, I don't understand how, he did Castlevania. Castlevania was great.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Devil May Cry is, like, for shit.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, big difference. He's a producer. He is not a creative.
Yeah.
And also, Castlevania was written by Warren Ellis, the comics writer.
Yeah.
And Warren Ellis, for all of his faults, which there are many, is a very good writer who, if you want to do that kind of dialogue, he is like the guy you pick to do that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he bought
so,
the...
it was...
He's going to make a Duke Nukem anime. So look forward to that.
Yeah. I would love to see, Warren Ellis do Duke Nukem for one thing, but... Yeah, like, the thing is... Like, Duke Nukem works best when it's either taken very seriously or not seriously at all. When you lean into the whole 80s macho tough guy action hero thing, or when you're making fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly would say that has more of a Garth Ennis vibe than any other writer I'm aware of.
Yeah, if you're talking comic writers, that would be a shoe-in for Garth Ennis. He would be able to do it very well.
Yep. Just vulgarity and weird pathos and way too much edginess.
Yeah. But, as I said, like, the problem is that the guys that he's hiring are, like, not the guys that you pick for that kind of a series.
Yeah. Like, as soon as the Devil May Cry anime started, I was like, what is any of this shit?
Yeah.
I like the new metal soundtrack, and that's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw the original launch trailer for it, which I think, was it Rollin' by Limp Bizkit?
Yeah, I believe there was a long roll-in sequence in the actual anime, but it is also the OP, basically.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, I understand exactly where we're going with this, and I'm okay with that.
Yep. In
and
theory,
then
that's
the first
awesome.
Clips. Yeah. Like, if that's what the show was, I would be like, totally fine with it. This is Devil May Cry distilled into its purest form.
Yeah, that's legitimately finger on the pulse. That is Devil May Cry, which came out in 2001, with nu metal, which was popular in 2001.
Yeah. It's one of those why hasn't anyone done this before kind of things.
Yep.
And then the first clips came out and it was like, oh, I take back everything I said about you understanding this. This is laughably bad.
Ooh, random event. We're getting buried in barrels. Which better not be a PewDiePie reference game.
I don't know. All I know is this gives you tons and tons of money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is one of the better events to get, and I love it, but still concerned with all the streamer references. think I've got
The
a
one that
chainsaw. There we go.
The one that I know for certain is Civi 11. There's a room with his face/avatar in it, which usually has either it has money or treasures or a weapon in it.
Mm.
The Civi 11 is a big champion. He was the first guy to do the boomer shooter thing and make it popular by reviewing lots of like really old crappy 80s and 90s DOS trash. And he's inadvertently found himself being like the at the forefront of the whole boomer shooter revival before it was a thing.
Yeah, kind of the position that every streamer hopes to be in, although it is a Faustian bargain for sure.
Yeah, ahead of the curve, predicting it in some cases.
Yeah, I almost did that with Twisted Metal, but then I didn't. Twisted Metal is not nearly enough of a hit. And the showrunner for The Boys is taking over next season, and he's already fired one of the main stars, like one of the best characters. For no reason.
He's taking over
Yep.
Twisted Metal.
Yes, he is.
That's either going to be really good or an absolute shit show.
Yeah, like I'm still hopeful. He has the right vibe for it if The Boys is anything to go off of. Because it is maudlin and serious, but extremely goofy and weird.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of Supernatural back in the day. First 5 seasons only, I'm a purist. And he is good at mixing the macho bullshit with investigating, deconstructing what that actually means if you live in that kind of world.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
So I could see him, being really good at something like Twisted Metal.
Yep. Based on the tone they set up for the past 2 seasons. He seems like a perfect choice, but then he immediately fired like everyone's favorite character for no reason. The entire last episode of the previous season was about bringing him back from the dead when he appeared to have died. So that episode, which was already terrible, is now much worse than it was because the character that they brought back is dead.
I have interest. Who was it that he fired?
Do you know Mike Mitchell from the Doughboys podcast?
No.
He's one of the birthday boys from that sketch comedy crew, and he plays one of the main characters for the entire series. And he's like, I don't like Mike Mitchell as a person. I can't stand the Doughboys podcast specifically because he's extremely irritating. He's a phenomenal actor. I really, really love his character.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just that good. And
always weird when that happens.
Yeah. Would the writers of MASH do well on Twisted Metal? The age-old question.
Well, one of the big problems with MASH back in the day was they made everyone best friends forever.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no conflict whatsoever. Like, MASH is infamous for that screw up. So it would be interesting to see a world in which everyone is totally okay with each other. Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I mean,
just turn it into glorified dodgems.
The conflicts in Twisted Metal are very shallow, so I could see that sort of working, honestly. I've never seen MASH, but I did see an episode, and all they did was make fun of the guy who constantly cross-dresses to try and get out of the military.
Yeah, the 70s were a time.
Yep. Got a big chainsaw.
Let's get some asses raw.
Yep. Apropos, I suppose. Here's the thing about the controls in this game, is I'm playing on controller, and by default, there's a button to bring up each of the mini-games from the Game Boy SP menu, which means there aren't enough buttons to actually play the game.
Yeah, I can see how
So,
that would be a bit of an issue.
yeah, I had to remap the buttons, and in doing so, there's still too few buttons, so I don't have an alt fire button, which means when I have the sword and shield, I cannot use the shield.
I'm good old KBM. It's weird. The older I get, the more I find that I have to play on keyboard and mouse when it comes to first-person shooters.
Yeah, I'm getting into first-person shooters for the first time in decades, and I think I'm gonna have to master keyboard and mouse, because controller's not gonna cut it in like ultra kill and
You really need the precision for games like Ultra Kill.
yeah.
Like games like the Doom reboots, yeah, those are designed with being playable with a controller.
Yeah, those are console games, so
Yeah, Ultra Kill is a perfect example of you need the accuracy. And also you need to be able to react quickly and like do a complete 180
yep.
at a split second, moment's notice, and you just cannot do that with a controller. Unless you've got it set to like ridiculously twitchy levels.
Yeah, and then you
In which
can't
case you're
aim
probably
regularly.
gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like when it comes to controllers, you can have precision or you can have fast reactions. Never both.
They need to make a first-person shooter specific controller like they make fighting sticks. And I will be the only person to ever buy one.
There have been a couple of attempts at it to varying success.
Yeah. It's not a good idea, but I'm the market.
If only there were a better way.
So stay tuned for Ultra Kill in a year when I'm good enough at FPS to actually play it.
It was actually something that I suggested a couple of times because I have it and I'm decent at the game.
Nice.
The thing is, whenever I play it, my smartwatch just starts screaming at me, "Hey, are you aware of what this is doing to your heart rate and blood pressure?"
Put down the cocaine, man.
And I'm like, okay, but do you realize how much caffeine I consume on a daily basis? Like, this should barely be raising my pulse.
And yet.
And
Yeah,
it's
my
like,
spouse
"You're gonna
also
die, man."
wanted to see Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill has such a good reputation that my spouse, who doesn't like those games at all, is very invested in seeing it. So.
Oh, it is a game you will either get and love, or you will think it is way too fast-paced and impossible.
Yep.
Like, it is a very love it, hate it game to its detriment and also to its credit.
Yep. I mean, it's got like the DMC vibes, which is pretty much what I'm going for, like DMC FPS.
There is a ridiculous amount of story in the game.
Ooh. Someone just finally did a DMC lore breakdown video essay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That took a while.
Yep. I've always wanted to do something like that, but I really don't play enough DMC anymore. Do love the lore from those games, though. And how complicated it gets over the years.
Yeah, I remember.
Virgil has a
for
heartless and a
years
nobody
there was-
now, so fuck it.
Yeah. I remember for years there was endless arguments over Nero's parentage.
Yep. For some reason, it seemed heavily implied, even from DMC4, that it was, you know, what it turned out being. Like, it wasn't really a surprise when they finally did answer the question.
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise, it just seemed out of character, is all I'll say.
Yeah.
And if you know, you know.
Yeah, I forget what made me realize it, but when I was playing DMC4, I was like, that's gotta be And then it turned out it was.
Yeah. This looks a lot like the thing that they've been hinting at, but that feels weird and wrong.
Yep.
Oh, so you're saying that you get like 500,000? I get like 68 grand.
Wow. You're not even that far behind me in the level progression. Like, you're in late Act 2.
I think I'm just like... I'm at least 3/4 of the way through the game.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably in like the last quarter or so. But the rank escalation just goes through the roof. Enemies take so much more damage. Weapons get so much more powerful, and the amount to go through the skill tree just increases dramatically.
Yeah, there's a gigantic difficulty spike coming up in the levels we're playing right now. We'll know it because it's when the levels turn into villages instead of just woods and mines and stuff. That's when the game gets a lot harder. It's also when I started liking the game a lot more.
Yeah, this is a game, for as immediate as it is, it does take a long time to, once you start getting some good weapons and the game opens up properly, that's when it starts getting good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a weird flow because you'll like dominate the game for hours and hours, and then you'll hit a difficulty spike and you will be humiliated for hours and hours.
Yeah, usually either a boss or a couple of particularly tanky enemies in a really bad level layout.
Yep.
And that'll be you for like the next 3-4 hours until you get a really lucky level drop, weapon drop.
Yep. And when the bosses are a problem, it's really annoying because you have to beat the entire level before you're allowed to fight the boss. So when the boss kills you, you gotta replay the entire level again.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a Doom reference, but it's bad game design in the way that Doom was badly designed.
Yeah. Just because a classic game did it doesn't mean we have to.
Mm-hmm. And they mostly avoided the missteps of their predecessors, but sometimes Siren Call was too tempting. I am so congested right now. It sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a really weird noise, and I don't know if I should be drawing attention to it.
I tried to get as far away from the mic as possible, but goddamn.
I'm just going to sit here and hope that you're not transmuting into a thing.
I might be a werewolf. Coming up on a full moon.
I always had my doubts, but it's nice to have confirmation.
Yeah. I play with a silver controller just in case.
Slowly poisoning yourself over many, many decades.
Yep, I've been blue for years.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
A longbow is one of the worst weapons in the game.
Yep. Good if you can get a headshot, easier said than done.
Yeah. Playing on controller has auto-aim, so headshots are much harder to get. I've gotten a certain degree of skill at getting headshots with the auto-aim, but
if you get a gun with low recoil, then you can get really lucky with headshots constantly.
Yeah. I mean, some of my favorite guns are the miniguns, and the miniguns you can just hold them on an enemy and hold down the fire button, and you can tilt the like control stick just enough that every shot will also land as a headshot.
Those are some large knives.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a plasma rifle, but it's shooting gigantic knives. Because this is a roguelike.
Yeah, one of the modifiers you can get on guns is random projectile.
Yep.
Which can either make or break a weapon.
Yeah, some weapons become unuseful because of random projectile.
Like, I had I think it was a crossbow that shot cannonballs in a spray.
Nice.
Which was good, as long as you were using it at range, but because of how heavy the cannonballs are in this game, that automatically cuts the range dramatically by like 80%. So I was blowing myself up more often than killing the enemy.
Yeah, yeah. Cannonballs are amazing because they continue to do damage as they bounce around the room. So you can, like, find a pit of 100 enemies and dump cannonballs in there, and all the enemies will die.
Yeah. If you can get lucky, you can just completely wreck face.
Yep. And if you get explosive shots and some kind of cannonball or bouncy weapon, the explosive shots will, like, the weapon will bounce around for a while, and then the ammunition will explode, which is basically suicide.
Yeah, ricochet shots, depending on what kind of what kind of ammo you're firing, are either your best friend or just death incarnate, because you will. The thing is, you don't have protection from your own weapons. You can reduce the amount of splash damage you get, but you can never really remove it.
Nope.
So it's very, very easy to kill yourself with your own shots.
I've done it many times. I got a like legendary nuke launcher, which is one of my favorite weapons. But when you fire the nuke launcher, it automatically does a ton of damage to you, and it has an explosion so big that you're almost definitely going to be in the blast radius. So yeah, it killed me very quickly.
Yeah, one of the best weapons I had for like the first third of the way through the game was a combat shotgun with explosive rounds.
Yep, I definitely had one of those for a long time.
And if you're clever, you can put two and two together and work out why that is incredibly good and incredibly bad.
Yep. I got a grenade harpoon launcher. Lucky me.
Nice.
I think that's still a tier 1 item, so it's not, like, amazing or anything, but pretty good. I never got to play much of Conker's Bad Fur Day in multiplayer, tragically. It was a very obscure game.
It's a game that I think at this point I've done an LP of it once with Arclight Borealis.
That's right, yeah. People should watch that if they like my LP.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did some stuff with it years ago, unless I'm hallucinating. But I've never actually played it myself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's actually not very good, so you're not missing much, but it's like style over substance, and it's a lot of style, and it's very much your style, so...
Yeah, it struck me as a game that's more fun to watch than it is to play, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yep. You pretty much got the experience by doing an LP of it, so...
Yeah.
Not like you missed it entirely.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized...
Was obsessed.
Just realized how weird it is that I got the pets that I'm using from the shmup minigame and not the Pokemon minigame.
Yeah, I was thinking that's where they would have come from.
Yeah. But no, it's the shmup. The shmup gets you like so many of the in-game bonuses. It's actually like well worth playing. As the other two, I haven't found much reason to play them. Especially because one of them I just unlocked an hour ago.
Yeah. The minigames do add a lot to the general progression. It is annoying that they have it locked behind, like the skill tree is locked behind all that, but on the other hand, you know, you can just ignore all the actual platform minigames and everything.
Yep. Yeah, I, for one, when I saw like the trailer of the game, I thought it was extremely cool that there are 2D pixel art minigames all over the game in addition to the game itself, so that was a selling point for me. They're not very good, but they're a little bit fun in just a nostalgic, addictive sort of way. So I never turn them off. I still play them. which has added multiple hours to my game time.
Yeah, some of those platform levels are bastards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten stuck before. Which is great. You spend $20 million for an upgrade, and then you can't beat the level.
Yeah. At least the game doesn't take the money from you every time you try and play it.
Yeah, no. No, that would be legitimately unplayable.
That would be a dick move way too far.
Yeah, just because the inflation is so bad. $20 million to play these mini games. And get, like, a triple jump afterwards.
Yeah, I am on World 7.
I think that's the second to last
upgrade.
world.
Yep. The next upgrade is 20% max life, and it is 22.5 million. I have 11. I'm not seeing that for a while.
Yeah, no. Even as much money as you eventually start getting at the end of the level, it's not enough.
Yeah, you really need to go into the various games so that you can get the money multipliers.
Yep. Which is what I always do when I play a roguelite, is do the thing that gets me the most meta progression currency.
Yeah, money, experience, whatever it is.
Yep. Sometimes both. Like most games, this one puts a premium on upgrades that affect your meta progression. So they cost more. Or trading much more like murder for the ability to get more money per murder. Check the skill tree real quick. I think I have a hotkey on my controller for the skill tree, but whatever. Yep. World 8 is the last world, and at least as far as I can see, there might be like a new game plus to the minigames as well.
I think once you get to a certain point, that skill tree is essentially tapped out, and then you start going to the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to go to like the shmup minigame, the Pokemon one.
Almost got 100%
I don't know
on
if
this
it gives
one.
you extras. Yeah. Probably just a bunch of enemy drops.
Let's see, did we complete that level? Each level has 3 stages. And after you beat the 3, you automatically move to the next level until you get to the later acts. Nope. I think the next level, like, the next stage we get to is going to be one of the village stages, which that's what I want to show off, so.
Yeah, there's only it's not the thing about this game is that it's not 3 stages and then the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily go like 5, 6, 7 stages without seeing any boss enemies.
Yep.
It's just there's a boss when we feel like him, just unusual.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird design choices. And then in some of the later acts, there will be a boss at the end of one level, and then you complete that, you go to the next level, and there's another boss at the end of that level.
Yeah, the progression in this game is super weird.
Everything about it is super weird, but... Oh, I just got sniped. That's probably the end of this attack.
Yeah, I'm doing scratch damage against a lot of these enemies.
Yeah. New Game Plus does not fuck around.
Yep.
At least I got to see you die. In extremely close detail.
Just vomiting blood onto you.
Yep. Let's try it. A lot of the plot is revolving around explaining why multiplayer in this game would be feasible. The doctor has done this canonically to multiple of his patients. made them super powered and able to fight monsters and shit.
Yeah, no secrets, unfortunately. The game loves putting, like, destructible walls in the starter room.
Oh yeah. I've seen that happen many times. The starter room is almost always completely safe. But when it isn't, it's going to kill you because you expect them to be completely safe by that point.
I think I've only had it happen to me a couple of times, thankfully.
Mm-hmm. Late game, there are scripted events where there will be monsters in the starting room.
It's a little mean.
It's quite mean. I have so many jumps at this point, like, these platforming challenges are meaningless. And the prizes are meaningless too.
Yeah, nice to have for a little cash bonus, but you're not going to get much more than that.
Yeah, guns are worth a couple, like tens of thousands at the end of each level. Adds up because there are 83 levels per run. Double SMGs. You want a gun that is going to ruin your entire ammo pool, get the double SMGs.
Yeah. If you can... A lot of the guns are, depending on the modifiers you roll, are either going to be absolute beasts or completely unusable.
Yep.
And you kind of expect that in any kind of randomly generated game, especially any kind of RPG mechanics. But it is so pronounced in this one.
There are actually achievements for re-rolling weapons and turning them so bad that they become unusable.
Yeah.
I believe the title is
very simple to do.
I think the title is Belongs in the Trash.
Can't remember if I have that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
Yeah. I do take the doctor's bargain very frequently, and it almost never pays off. Oh, we have it's called horse water, but it's clearly a white monster.
Oh hey, I just got Greyhound. Obtained 20 horse waters.
There it is.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing as well. Some of the achievements are like collect 200 or 1,000 of each power-up, and you are not getting those unless you are ridiculously obsessive.
Yep, that is basically New Game Plus 3 sort of stuff.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Each of the power-ups has a get 500 of these achievement.
And you'll maybe see one power-up per stage. If you get more than one, it's like, okay, so the RNG is being very generous here.
Yeah. There are, once again, scripted areas in the late game where you are guaranteed to get a power-up in a certain room, but those are not very common. And because you get a power-up, you're probably going to beat that room in your first attempt. Leveled up slash monster. Luckily, this one's melee only, so just keep her at bay.
Yeah. I was keeping her at bay, but I also had like 14 rounds left.
Got an orb. Wow. My Devastator stays low on ammo at all times because it's an automatic grenade launcher.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have an assault rifle with a undermounted underbarrel grenade launcher.
Nice.
That has kept me going for about the last third of the game.
Yeah, some of the guns are just too good. Like, even a non-upgraded Devastator can carry me through a lot of late game levels.
Yeah. Well, this one is 184% knockback, minus 48% reload time, and 42% chance of enemies dropping extra points.
Yeah, I've had guns
So
with
you
like
can see why I picked that right.
I've had guns with like 500% extra knockback, and I barely even see it because by that point the gun is so powerful it's also one-shotting the enemies.
Yep.
But the way they're like 2D corpses ragdoll is often very funny. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah. For where I am in the game, it's starting to, you know, the damage is starting to taper off. But the problem is I haven't actually found anything better to replace it.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely frequently will hit the jackpot on a gun early on and then not be able to replace it for a super long time. Is why I usually take the doctor's bargain, but after I take it, I just have nothing for several levels. And when you start with a very bad starter gun, or you can sometimes start with literally no gun, done that before, you will die at the beginning of the level over and over and over and over again until you get a lucky drop finally.
Yeah, failure loops are unfortunately very common.
Yep. Practically unavoidable per the design of the game. By the way, this game is $25 by default, and I think that's a very fair price for the fact that it's a 40-hour game. But I got it for $10 on sale, so keep an eye out.
This is Binding of Isaac levels of playability.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely just been picking this up and putting in an hour here and there. I've been bringing my Steam Deck to work and playing it.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
oh, yeah,
boss.
this is a boss.
So, yeah. We also look like a weeping Samara woman to the various other explorers of Nightmare World. This is lucky because the boss can only target one of us.
Yeah.
We're kind of humiliating him.
There's a couple of bosses I'm thinking that would be a comparative breeze in multiplayer that are just absolute nightmares. No pun intended. Although I think he's spitting out more gremlins to compensate.
Could be. I think he pukes the, like, full-size monsters, which then themselves puke very small monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely what's going on here.
I just gotta find my ammo. Also, one of my pets is the healer pet. Doesn't make a huge difference, but bosses, you don't get many opportunities to heal, so it's especially useful right here.
There's usually maybe one health top-up.
Yeah. Yeah, this boss has a lot of adds, so you will get more health drops than usual. But if some bosses, if you don't bring a leech weapon, you are not beating that boss. He's down. But his friends persist.
Yeah, thankfully, I found a rocket launcher, so...
Rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher. Uh-oh.
Clearly, we should play more
From,
Metal Slug.
yeah, I was gonna say, that's from Metal Slug 3, in case anyone's wondering.
Oh, we never made it to Metal Slug 3.
We played the first...
We
We
started
played,
it.
like, the first 2 stages, I think,
Yeah.
and then every, like, Fightcade was just like, you guys are having too much fun.
Yep, Fightcade hated it, and then the Steam version was super weird. I forget why, but couldn't quite get that to work.
I think it kept crashing. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This should be on to a village next. We'll take a look at what the village is like. and maybe wrap up Nightmare Reaper for a while.
At least until I can finish the game off.
Yep. I mean, we could always start an actual new game and legit go through the campaign, but I haven't played New Game Plus yet, and I wanted to see what it was like. Yep,
Yeah.
one of the villages. This is where the game got really good, in my opinion. Also really hard.
Legendary chainsaw.
I got a howitzer.
90% pierce chance, minus 15% size. Oh wait,
Aw.
kickback 5.
I never really figured out what kickback
Okay,
even is.
Okay, you need to come over once we're done with this because this is hilarious. Kickback is basically the opposite of knockback, where knockback knocks the enemies back. Kickback knocks you back.
Huh. It's
It was when the game was in early access. Kickback was ridiculous, in the even just like because the with some skills or detriments, it'll say like in this case, knockback 3 or kickback 5 or whatever, and that just means it's more powerful. And this one I've got is kickback 5. I can fly with it.
nice. Yeah, the tier 3 chainsaw. If you face it downwards, you cannot fall anymore. If you're falling, you will go upwards while firing
Yep.
the chainsaw.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, you're right to the top of the skybox. Chainsaw powered flight.
this is what the knockback used to be when the game was in early access. Just like 1 or 2 levels of it, and you could fly through the entire stage. It's great if you get it on like a knife or a melee weapon.
This is an enemy that will explode upon death. Probably get out of the small room. There it is. I've definitely died from killing those bosses point blank. Many times. Just ignore the whole platforming challenge. I have 3 jumps, so fuck it. Legendary rocket launcher.
Nice.
Yep. They fire so slow.
I heard. Man, I think I heard a legendary drop somewhere on my screen.
Yeah. I actually don't know the sound cues very well because once I realized that the entire game, or at least the first act, which I thought was the entire game, had the same music all the way through, I started listening to the podcast while playing the game.
Oh yeah, this is a great game for playing podcasting.
Big time. Although there are a lot of
The
sound
only-
cues for secrets.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only problem with it is you will, unless you are very observant, you will not be able to see to find secrets for shit.
Yep, I very rarely got 100% secrets. And a Mega Man cannon.
Oh, the Mega Buster, nice.
Yep. Literally called a Mega Cannon, I just realized.
It was a legendary sawed off.
Oh, those could be good.
38% coin chance, 26% free shot. Oh, random projectile. Okay.
Yep, probably not good then. But maybe. That's one if you get explosive
Whereabouts are
projectiles,
you
you're having a
so
good
we'll shoot
time.
This one off. Ah, okay. It's looks like ice rounds.
Oh yeah. That paints the wall. That's creepy. Like ice and blood.
It kind of looks like I'm throwing pizzas.
Yeah. I have never seen that before.
It is a pizza. I have a pizza gun.
Yep. That explains it.
You think you've seen everything in this game?
Virtually impossible to see everything in this game. Game has like 4 people on the development team, by the way.
Yeah.
I had been rooting for it to be a big success since it was announced. Because it also has like a cool horror vibe to it.
Yeah, there were a couple of YouTubers that got in on it fairly early.
Mm-hmm.
So Civi11's the main one that I'm aware of. He's also one of the few that I actually, watch religiously or pay attention to at all.
I actually bought this game when it was new, but my computer could play it for like half an hour and then it would crash. And even then the FPS was low. My computer was from 2011 at that point, so it was amazing it could play anything. I sold my best gun for $5 million, which is worth it. And it will allow me to buy a new upgrade. Finally. But I no longer have my Devastator.
Yeah, I said the next upgrade for me is 22 million, and I'm just over 16. I think it was 14 million when we started playing, so...
Oh yeah, speaking of Diablo, as we were an hour ago, there's one of the secrets is a town portal that you can use to send you back to the first room of the game, or the level.
That's right, I forgot that. There's just so many references in this.
Yep. And also in the room with the town portal, there is always Wirt's leg that you can pick up.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's not called Wirt's leg, it's called like wooden leg or something, but it's clearly Wirt's leg.
Wooden leg or peg leg, I think it is.
Yep.
It's a melee club.
Yep. Just like in Diablo 2.
As it was in the in Diablo 2.
Yep. I gotta use the howitzer for a while.
It does look like there's friendly fire, which is a blessing.
Yeah, you should be immune to all my shots. I am not immune to my own shots. I will die if I get too close. I almost did die earlier.
I think there's an achievement for killing yourself with your own shots. I forget.
I believe it. I've done it enough times that if there is, I've had it for a long time.
Yeah.
This guy is an elite, but he's stuck in the ceiling, so he can't go anywhere.
I can
Doesn't seem like he can
headshot him like a motherfucker, though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he can get a clean shot either, so he's just trapped until he dies.
Yeah, the cursor changes if you've hit a weak spot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to see if you've got a headshot on an enemy.
Interesting. I've never noticed that.
Oh, dang. I just got a couple of unique weapons.
Interesting.
The Razor Tix, which is a remote bomb, and Lover's Fury, which is a pistol. Well, magnum.
I got something called the Gothic Heart Knife. Shoots 3 knives at once. Wow.
Let's see what the remote bombs do. Okay. Remote bombs are one shot is like 7.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
I can see that being useful. Weird thing is in co-op, it doesn't show your gun. Your character is just literally firing guns out of her tits. Like, they could have at least made it like at hand level, but nope. Gotta be chest level.
In fairness, that is a mandatory requirement that I've always had for a woman.
That's true, yeah. Don't talk to me if you can't fire bullets out of your tits.
Machine gun job, please. Sorry, it's a deal breaker.
Austin Powers was right all along.
As he was about so many things, weirdly.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing how Austin Powers aged 1 trillion times better than Ace Ventura.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, Ace Ventura is unwatchable. Austin Powers is still pretty funny.
Yeah.
Some ways funnier. And
I mean,
this is
the
what it
Einhorn
looks like.
Finkel thing, none of us thought anything about it at the time, and now it's like, oh, yikes.
Yep.
And just about everything to do with the sequel.
Yeah, God, the sequel
Right.
is so racist, it's unbelievable.
Again, didn't think anything of it at the time, just, haha, Ace Ventura goes to Africa, and now it's like, you cannot watch it without your face in your hands.
So that was something I'd never seen before. The teleporting monster shot a fireball and then teleported into the way of the fireball and died. And then I died. The controls on the minigame are not that great. They get the job done, but these are not especially good platformers.
Yeah, the big problem with the platform minigame as well is that it is impossible to get every coin on the stage. Except you won't know until you try and do it.
Yep. And you want to find a specific route to get you teleport you to, say, that glowing red gem in the corner there. But I did not do so. Because you have to basically know in advance which way is the right way. That's 15% more treasure. And eventually, for another 20 million, 10% or plus 10 money per coin. You get a lot of coins, so that one usually pays off pretty well.
Especially if you get a good gun that also increases additional coin drop chance.
Yeah. And there's all shitloads of other minigames, as we've seen